Welcome to Project U 2.2, the podcast where life and leadership meet endurance. I'm Greg Helmer, joined by my wife and partner in life and work, Carrie. Each week, we dive deep into the mindset, the neuroscience, and the real grit it takes to stop drifting and start living with clarity, confidence, and endurance. This is about real life, real struggles, and real growth. So lace up, it's time to live with endurance. On Wednesday, Carrie unpacked something we all feel, but don't always name it. Triggers. I love the picture that she painted. The difference between being a thermometer and being a thermostat. One reacts to the room, the other reads the room and sets it. That idea stuck with me because the more I thought about it, the more I realized how often we move through life reacting without even realizing we are reacting. So today, I want to continue that conversation. Not in theory, but in practice. I want to take you inside the triggers I've had to train myself out of. The mistakes, yeah, I still make. And the simple plan that has helped me respond with intention instead of impulse. Because triggers, they aren't character flaws. They are signals. And when you learn to read a signal, you gain control over the temperature you bring into your own home, your workplace, your relationships, and even in your own internal world. Here's the shift. Every trigger hits with a surge. You feel it in your chest, your stomach, your jaw, maybe your heart rate. And that's when the old pattern wants to take over. But instead of letting the surge make the choice, you pause long enough to notice it, name it, normalize it, and then choose how you want to respond. That's what thermostat energy feels like. Not perfect, not emotionless, just intentional. Let me give you an example. It was early one morning, midweek, and I opened up my email. That email that I read, it felt sharp. It was certainly emotionally charged. A few sentences in, yep, my pulse was up. Thermometer Greg was off to the races, drafting a reply that would have escalated everything. But somewhere in the middle of typing, I recognized the surge. I pushed my chair back, I took 4 slow breaths, and I rewrote the whole story. You know, maybe this person's stressed. Maybe this has nothing to do with me. Then I asked myself the only question that matters in moments like that. Do I want to be right, or do I want this issue solved? That alone, it changed the temperature. I replied 3 or 4 hours later with curiosity instead of defensiveness, and the entire issue unraveled in one phone call. I didn't change the facts. I just changed the thermostat setting. Now, let's shift from leadership at work to leadership at home, the place where none of us get to hide behind titles, organizational charts, or job descriptions. For me, that place has happened in the garage. You know, I come home from a long day at work, I hit that button, the garage door rises up, and the first thing I see, a trash bag parked on the stairway landing, 8 or 9 pairs of shoes scattered across the garage floor, while the cubbies right above them, sit completely empty. My toolbox wide open, hammer, tools, screwdrivers laying out, wrenches everywhere. The recycling bin overflowing with boxes that, nobody's bothered to break down. And the pop can bin stacked higher than a Jenga tower. My trigger is order. And my default is, let's get this fixed now. In thermometer mode, I react instantly. I let my frustration speak. I start barking instructions as soon as I walk into the house. Whose shoes are these? Why is this trash here? Who left my toolbox out? At times, some of my yelling and barking comes with a few cuss words. And just like that, the tension spikes and everybody disappears. But when I catch myself, when I notice that internal surge and pause long enough to actually breathe, thermostat mode kicks in. Instead of reacting, I call out, "Hey, how about a little help with the garage before we all eat dinner? Trash to the bin, shoes in the cubbies, boxes broken down. I'll handle the cans." You see, it's the same garage, same clutter, same moment, but the temperature completely different. Because a family, just like a team, doesn't follow the loudest reaction. A family follows the one who sets the tone. The setter, not the censor. There's a brain reason for all of this. Your amygdala moves first. It's fast, protective, emotional. And your prefrontal cortex moves a little bit slower, thoughtful. It's wise, goal-oriented. Training your triggers is really about closing in the gap between the surge and the choice. You don't have to feel calm to act calm. You just need a bridge that carries you from reaction to response. So what are those bridges? Sometimes it's simple breathing. In 4, hold for 4, out for 4. Sometimes it's naming what's happening out loud. I feel irritated and rushed. Maybe other times it's an if-then plan. If I feel that spike when I read a text, then I'll stand up, get a sip of water, and maybe walk before replying. Or maybe it's asking the golden question. What's my job here? To solve it, support it, or listen? Even a 10-word reset, I'm choosing calm so we can solve this together, can shift an entire interaction. These are small moves, but they change the temperature of a fast moment. And let's be honest, everyday life gives us endless reps. Someone cuts you off in traffic. Silence in a group text suddenly feels personal. The little household things, lights left on, shoes scattered everywhere, an empty Coke can on the kitchen counter, cabinet doors open, start pulling at your control triggers. A critical comment lands wrong. Every one of these is an invitation to choose between thermometer and thermostat. You can mutter, chase, react, or spiral, or you can breathe, assume positive intent, let it go, or get curious. It's the same world, just a different setting. If you're a parent, a coach, a supervisor, or a leader of any kind, this matters even more. People remember how they felt with you long after they forget what you said. Thermostat leaders, lower the temperature, name the goal, and assign the next tiny step. Not big speeches, not big reactions, just steady, clear, grounded presence. And here's a simple way to build the muscle. Run what I call the 3 pause day. Pause once before you first reply in the morning. Pause again before you walk into your busiest room. And pause before the conversation you are tempted to avoid. In each one, you breathe, you name, you choose. 3 seconds, 3 times, every day. That's how endurance gets built quietly. This week, take it one layer deeper. Identify your top 3 triggers. Create an if-then plan for each. Run the 3 pause day for 5 straight days. And each night, write one line. Today, I sent the temperature when, and you'll be shocked at how fast confidence begins to compound. Because here's the truth. Thermometers are accurate. They tell you what the temperature is. But thermostats are influential. They decide what the temperature will become. You don't need a different life to feel different. You just need a different response to let the life you already have. That is endurance. That is growth. That is thermostat leadership in motion. This has been Project U 2.2, where we don't quit, we don't coast, and we don't surrender. If today helped you, share it with someone who could use a calmer room and a clear plan. And every Wednesday at 6:22 a.m., Carrie brings the heartbeat of this work, mindset, growth, and the next brave step. Until next time, stay strong, stay real, and keep living with endurance. See you at 6:22.